Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be painting some fun summer illustrations, and these can be used for your bullet journal or planner, or if you're just bored and want something to do, then this is also a great activity. So I am going to be drawing these out with pen, but you can use a pencil first so that you can get the sketches right, and then you can go over them with pen if you want. I'm going to be using a Micron size 2 pen for this. And we're going to start off with the popsicle right here. So I am going to just draw a straight line across, and then I'm going to go up and curve around and come back down like that. And then I'm going to draw two more of those same shapes, but they're going to be thinner on the inside of the popsicle, so I have my straight lines. And then I'm going to do another one of those shapes, but this time it's going to curve down and then back up. And then I'm going to be moving on to this watermelon, so we're going to just do a smiley face line like that. And then I'm going to go across in a straight line, and then I'm going to do a little scalloped edge like this. And then I'm going to go straight across again. And then I'm going to do another smiley face line on the inside right here. And then for the seeds, I'm going to just do little oval shapes, and I'm going to fill them in. And then we have that watermelon done. So now I'm going to move on to the sand castle, and I'm going to start off with a straight line across, and then a straight line up on each side. And then I'm going to do a little line out, then down, then across, and then back up again. I'm going to just repeat this pattern, and then I'm going to come in a little ways in between the first two of these little parts that stick up. I'm going to draw a straight line up. Same thing over here between these two, another straight line up, same pattern across. So I did 5 across. You can do however many you want though. And then right on top of the second one, we're going to do a little line up. Same thing on this side, second one in, line up. And then I'm going to just do 3 across, then a straight line up from the middle one, and a little triangle off to the side. Then I'm going to do an upside down smiley face line, like that, and then a straight line through the middle, and then a dot on each side for the doorknobs. Then I'm going to draw a grill because summer has a lot of barbecues and grilling. So I'm going to start off with a smiley face, like that. And then I'm going to bring it up with another curved line around. It's not a complete circle, it's more of like an oval shape. And then I'm going to do a smiley face line below it. And then I'm going to do lines across, so I'm going to do them in sets of 2. So I'm going to do 2 together, then leave a space, do 2 more. Then I'm going to do a slanted line out, come in, and then back up, then slanting out the other way, and then a little rectangle right in the middle, like that. And then for the pool toy, I'm going to start off by drawing a smiley face, and then another smiley face right underneath it. And then I'm going to go up, curve in, and then out again. So it's kind of like the letter S that we have right here. And then I'm going to do a little bump, and then I'm going to come down, loop back up, go out a little bit, and then I'm going to do a backwards S line down like that. And then I'm going to just start a little ways over from that S line that we just drew, and then I'm going to come up and do a bigger version of that line and then connect at the point right there. Then I'm going to just do a curved line, and then I'm going to come over on this side, and I'm going to come up and then I'm going to do a little jagged line like that. Notice how they get higher up as they go across, and then it's going to just come down a little bit. And then I'm not going to start right at that point. I'm going to come up a little bit right there. I'm going to do a curved line over, and then I'm going to draw an oval in the middle of that shape, and then a little curved line in the middle of that, and then that one is done. So we just have a couple more to go. So we're going to do this beach ball. Just do a circle, take it slow, and if you're doing this in pencil, you can try a couple times until you have the circle how you want it, and turn your paper as you go if that helps as well. Or you could also trace something that's round. And then I'm going to add a little oval towards the top. It's in the middle. And then I'm going to do a curved line down like that. And then we'll start at that same point and do another curved line down and see how it gets wider as it goes down. Same thing, start at the oval, curve down, and it gets wider as it goes down. And then for the ones on top, they're going to curve the other way. Now we're going to draw a pair of sunglasses. So I'm going to draw a straight line, and then I'm going to come down and then go across again. Then I'm going to do a smiley face, then a reverse smiley face, and then another smiley face line like that. And then I'm going to go out, up, and then back in, and I'm going to go with a straight line across, a little curved line right there, and then straight across. Then I'm going to draw a smiley face inside of each of these sides, and you're going to want to make sure that you have it close to the edge, otherwise the frames will be really wide and that might look a little bit odd. So I'm going to try to keep it close, and then I'm going to do a straight line across. Same thing over here. And then for the flip-flops, I'm going to do a curved line like that, and then it's going to come in a little bit on each side, and then go back out, curve around, connect back up. And then I'm going to do a line slanting up like that, and going down the other way, and then just another set of those lines. Same thing over here. All right, so there we have our illustrations. You can see how easy that was. And now I'm going to just add a little bit of color. You could always leave this as is if you want it to just be an ink illustration. You could also add some shading with ink if you wanted to, but I'm going to add some color because I think that would be fun. So I'm gonna just take a little bit of pink and paint it at the top of this popsicle, about halfway. Then I'm gonna take some yellow and paint it in the bottom. And then I'm gonna let the two colors blend together. I'm gonna let that dry before I paint the stick. So I'm going to move on to the watermelon. And I'm going to let that one dry as well before I paint the green part. For the sandcastle, I'm going to just take some tan. I'm going to fill the whole thing in. And then I'm going to add a little bit of color at the top. And then for the grill, starting off with black. And then I'm going to paint a light wash of gray all in there. So just taking some black and just watering it down. I'm gonna come back to the popsicle and use a little bit of tan, and then the watermelon. It looks like mine was not completely dry, so I'm gonna just take a little bit of Kleenex and just mop that up. If that happens, it's definitely okay. I'm gonna just fill this in with green, and then I'm gonna go back and fix the red area after that has dried. And then I'm going to use some gray. Paint the legs right here, and then I'm gonna just fill in the pool toy. I'm gonna just use a lighter mix of this color to paint the inside, just using a little bit of dark blue for the beak. Then for the beach ball, you can just paint it in different colors. For the sunglasses, I'm going to use a little detail brush, and I'm gonna just use an orange color for the lenses, and then I'll let that dry before I paint the frames. And then I'm going to use a tan color for the flip-flops. And then I'm going to use my detail brush again with some black to paint the little stripes on the grill. I'm going to use some red to paint these sections on the flip-flops. And then I am going to also use red for the sunglasses. Alright, so there you have it. There are some fun summer illustrations. Like I said, you can use these in a planner, so you could cut them out and glue them into your calendar pages just to brighten things up and add some fun elements. But I hope you had fun no matter what, and that you're happy with how they turned out. Go ahead and comment below what illustrations you'd like to see next, and I will see you later.